Please join with me in prayer. Divine and loving Spirit, our Creator, we thank you for this time together in peace and in friendship. And as we bask in your light and in your glory, we know that each one here is in search of peace, in search of joy, upliftment, a feeling of gratitude for all that you do to help us in our daily lives. As we look to you this evening and we bask in your light, we share in that communion that we spoke of earlier, that together we know we can make a difference. And we ask that your power helps everyone in need, no matter where, no matter who, and that each person here recognizes the power of your love and the glory of you. As you move our minds to those in that world we call the spirit world, we welcome them. We welcome them with open minds and open hearts. And we embrace that feeling of care and compassion that they bring us. We know that each person here will be touched by the power of the Spirit. We ask that tonight, or today, or this moment, be precious to every single person here. Amen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this divine service on SNUi. I would like to read you tonight from Henry Nouwen, Our Greatest Gift, an excerpt. It says, recently, a friend told me a story about twins talking to each other in the womb. The sister said to the brother, I believe there is life after birth. Her brother protested vehemently. No, no, this is all there is. This is a dark and cozy place, and we have nothing else to do but to clinch to cord that feed us. The little girl insisted. There must be something more than this dark place. There must be something else, a place with light, where there is freedom to move. Still, she could not convince her twin brother. After some silence, the sister said hesitantly, I have something else to say. I am afraid you won't believe that either, but I think there is a mother. Her brother became furious. A mother, he shouted. What are you talking about? I have never seen a mother, and neither have you. Who put that idea in your head? As I told you, this place is all we have. Why do you always want more? This is not such a bad place after all. We have all we need, so let's be content. The sister was quite overwhelmed by her brother's response and for a while didn't dare say anything more. But she couldn't let go of her thoughts. And since she had only her twin brother to speak to, she finally said, don't you feel these squeezes every once in a while? They're quite unpleasant and sometimes even painful. Yes, he answered. What's special about that? Well, the sister said, I think that these squeezes are there to get us ready for another place. Much more beautiful than this, where we will see our mother face to face. Don't you think that's exciting? The brother didn't answer. He was fed up with the foolish talk of his sister and felt that the best thing would be simply to ignore her and hope that she would leave him alone. Ladies and gentlemen, do you feel your loved ones around you? Do you believe that they are still part of your life? When I stumbled over this story, I thought this is an amazing way of how to illustrate to someone new to spiritualism the relation between us as humans and as incarnated souls to God. If we read between the lines in this story, the girl says to her brother that she is convinced that there is something else, that there is a mother caring for them when they then get birth. But this little boy thought, no, this is all we have here, this dark place. We will not go anywhere else then. So she challenged him with her ideas because she couldn't let go of what she was believing. No matter if the brother came to the same conclusion or not, sooner or later, he will have found out that this is real, what his sister said, that this is the truth, that he then knew his mother, and maybe he was aware of it, maybe he wasn't aware anymore of it, but he then saw, oh yes, there is a mother. What a beautiful analogy of the relation of us here, human beings, incarnated souls, with God, which we cannot see, but we can feel, as the little girl did. What I feel is that the twins first needed to grow. They were squeezed, as the little girl said. And I can imagine that towards the end, in such a womb, we all were at one time, but I think no one of us can remember. So this must get cramped, it must really get squeezed. And only then, after this time of growing, after overgoing these challenges in this womb, then we were all ready for another place. And this is where we are now. And then we could unfold. We are unfolding now. We are here. They only had, the twins only had brother and sister. We have many people around us who help us, challenging ourselves, challenging our lives, and that we can grow, that we can get some support from others, just as we did tonight. We had a medium who could not come. So we all got together and we are now doing this service all together. So it is about supporting each other, isn't it? Although there was an argument in the womb, I'm sure they could count on each other. I'm sure that is what friends are for. That is what our loved ones, what we have with our loved ones. I'm sure that it is not about being always thinking the same things. It is about being there for each other. And who knows if when this girl then got birth, if the feelings for her mother were even more intense than she expected them to be. And the boy, on the other hand side, must have been overwhelmed by mother's compassion and love. He didn't count with that. He didn't think of that. I mean, we as spiritualists, or maybe I should better say myself, I shouldn't generalize, so myself, I see the fatherhood of God, which is our first principle, as this everlasting, unconditional, non-judgmental, immense love, which I can feel while breathing in. I feel this divine power all existing. It surrounds every one of us. It surrounds every one of us and always. We never walk alone. It is like if you would ask, it just comes into my mind. I know that a tutor at Minister Simon James, I think many of you will know him. He once, many years ago, he told about an analogy like it is like a fish in a water. If you ask a fish in a water, what is water about? He cannot explain. And that is what this divinity is around us. It just is around us. There is always an outstretching hand for us. If one finds this in prayer with God, if one finds this with attunement, or if one finds this while being in interaction with our loved ones in the spirit world, maybe in meditation, maybe someone even finds this with his inner spark of divine, because we are all part of God. We all carry this spark within ourselves. Or maybe we find it in another incarnated spirit. Maybe we get help by another hand, by a friendly smile, by a supporting word, even by thoughts. We all know the power, or I assume that all in this room know the power of healing thoughts. So no matter where and how we experience this spark of God, it is there. I am convinced about that. Tonight, when we come to the demonstration of survival, Minister Simone will be giving you evidence that life is ongoing. It shows that the ones who passed before us, that they are still around us. And I am sure that our loved ones, wherever we are, that they are happy to surround us as long as we are too. And with the evidence Minister Simone will give you, everyone here in the room can find their own proof and their own reassurance that there is life after this life. Although I know if we miss someone, if we have lost someone to the spirit world, of course they are not lost, but what is lost is this touching. It is maybe smelling someone. It is sharing a real laughter. It is sharing what we had together. But ladies and gentlemen, please be reassured that they are still around you. I am sure about that. I hope you are too. And to know that life is ongoing gives such a relief, doesn't it? On the other hand, it does also mean that we are responsible for our own lives. It isn't that the loved ones in spirit, that they are doing our lives, that they are telling us how we shall live our lives. They are still around us, just to be with us, but not to tell us what we shall do and what we shouldn't do. This is our own responsibility. Although they are around us, they are not the ones living our lives. We have to live our own lives. And it is about us to decide how we want to make the most of our lives. Or if we do not want it, it is us who decides. That is also why the messages from our loved ones in spirit are a lot of times solely, if I may this take in bracket, about love, about support, about encouragement, about being around us, about telling us that they know what we are doing right now, that they are still part of our lives. Advices are really rare. And let us always think of the spirit world of being an intelligence, and that they know how to support us here, whilst leaving the responsibility to ourselves. And when we turn back to twins in the womb, the girl also said that the other place must be much more beautiful than where she is now, and that she would have freedom to move. I don't know how it will be when we pass over, but maybe there will also be another step forward, that we have even more freedom, that we can gather together, whatever it is. However, to gain experiences, to gain these experiences we can in our physical body, we can only do here. So let us take the most out of it. Let us take the most while our soul can make these experiences and this unfoldment. And let us just do this, because this is an experience we can do now and here. So why shouldn't we? The same way as the twins needed their months in their mother's womb, the same we need the years here on ours for our progression. Here in our physical body, our soul can make experiences I'm sure the soul couldn't without a physical body. And so we can here walk the path we are meant to walk. And we can develop this. And we can reach out for progressing, for being who we are meant to be. My question at the beginning was, do you believe that your loved ones are still around you? Now I would like to ask you, do you believe in life after death? Well, what is death? Is death just the act of leaving our physical body behind? In my opinion, it is an ending of something and a new beginning of something else. One door closes, another one opens. This is also ongoingly happening in our physical lives, if you think about it. This can only be, let us take an example, which is not dramatic. It is like moving house, for example. You close a door, you go to another one. You leave a job, you go to another one. You make new friends. This is always happening. Of course, when we then leave our physical body, this is step forward, because we leave our physical body and we leave things behind we cannot do anymore. Or also if there is a loved one in spirit, as I said before, we cannot touch anymore, but we can still commune, we can still communicate, we can still be together. We can still have this fellowship of being together. And this is what I really wish you, that you will be aware of your loved ones being around you, supporting you, and encouraging you for new things, for new, maybe for ideas you ponder about in your life, so that you will live your life to the full. As this is what I am sure about, is that we shall do in our physical life, to go forward, to explore our life, to just live it to the full, and to take the challenges, sometimes also with heartbeat, but then to do them and to look back and see, yes, this was now a good door which opened. I hope that you really can feel your loved ones around you. Do you believe in life after death? Ladies and gentlemen, may I please invite you to join me in prayer to feel this endless love of God. Dear Father God, as this service draws to a close, we want to thank you for the opportunity of another online service, of another service in our virtual sanctuary, where everyone around the world can join and can be part of this community. Please let us show us how we can feel this love, this divine love in our everyday life, and also show us how we can bring this forward to everyone else we encounter. To give the philosophy this evening, and thank you very much for the comfort and for the encouragement this brought. And also, we are grateful for witnessing such a reunion of the two worlds with all the contacts they came through. We are grateful for another experience this evening, and we thank you for being with us and all who are dear in our hearts for eternity. Amen.